Hi, I'm Ben Hasty, and we are here in my beautiful farmhouse kitchen in South Berwick, Maine, on Breezy Hill Farm, which is where I was born and raised. And we're going to be making turkey confit. I like to take the leg when it's already been split in two. Kind of makes it a little easier handling after it's cooked. And we're going to start out by giving it a cure with a little bit of ginger, garlic, sage, rosemary, and thyme. No, I'm not going to sing, I promise. I'm going to start out with around 3 tablespoons of kosher salt. And I'm going to take around 1 tablespoon of fresh grated ginger, 1 tablespoon of fresh grated garlic, a little sage, a little bit of chopped rosemary and thyme. And I haven't bashed it down to a powder because I don't want to work all the oils out onto the cutting board. Something that a lot of times when chefs are trying to really make something look really fancy and nice, you wind up actually losing a lot of the flavor into the cutting board instead of onto your food. And we're going to be rinsing this cure off anyways, so fancy knife cuts, not really too necessary. Now, and I'll also take some coarse-ground black pepper. You can just back your pepper mill so all the way open, and just give it a couple twists in there. Take a whisk and just kind of bash everything up. Just want to make sure everything is nice and evenly distributed so you get that beautiful flavor all the way through. Okay, now the only part that I'm going to put the cure is on the open skin. So I'm going to take the cure, kind of massage it into the skin. Into the flesh. So I've got my cure on there. And now I'm going to put it in the fridge, covered for 8 hours. Alright, so it's been 8 hours and I've thoroughly rinsed my turkey of the cure and then patted it dry, because when you're confiting you don't want to introduce a lot of liquid into your fat, because fat and liquid aren't really best friends when you're trying to lock in all the flavor. So I'm going to take my legs to a cast iron container. We've got duck fat that I've brought to roughly 180 degrees before I pour it over, so that I'm not losing any time when I'm cooking. So it's one important step. A lot of restaurant kitchens, you'll see the same deal. Put it in the oven. This will go for 8 hours at 185 degrees. Alright, so it's been 8 hours. The room smells great. We've got beautiful cooked turkey aroma. You can slightly smell the smell of the ginger, the sage that has been cured with the bird. And it is nice and tender. Something that you don't see me using ever is tongs. Tongs to me is something that you use when you're turning bones or something very big and rough. When you're dealing with a delicate thing that you just cured for 8 hours and then cooked low and slow for 8 hours, you want to treat it with respect. So I typically use a fish spatula or a meat fork, because you can be a little bit more gentle with it. So being very careful that you don't wind up with a nice hand tattoo of duck fat. We're going to move these into a container. Refrigerate for, again, if you have a nice cold fridge, it can be an hour and a half. If your fridge is running a little warm, you might want to go around 3 hours. But just to firm it up so your skin will be able to brown really nicely. These turkey legs set up for a little bit, and then I broiled them on high with the broiler in the oven. Be very careful when you're looking to brown your skin, because it can go from golden brown to black in matters of seconds. So keep an eye on it. Like You probably need 2 minutes under the broiler and you get a crispy, beautiful, browned turkey confit. Enjoy this with some gravy, some stuffing, your favorite side, or shred it up, mix it with some beans, make turkey cassoulet, shred it up, have a sandwich. Up to you from here. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy turkey leg confit.